announcements, end of year is still occurring. Right now we're in the amendment window. The deadline is August 25th. So the bulk of everyone is completed, but now is the time to, really check your reports. And if you have any corrections to make, go ahead and get that taken care of and reapproved, well, hopefully well before August 25th. And also with that, the cohort, the 4-year for the high school districts, the 4-year cohort, that end date is also August 25th. So you want to make sure if there's any corrections to be made with that, that is taken care of. Definitely look at the reports for accuracy for the cohort stuff. The other announcement is, oops, I lost my, is there's been some changes in the SSI D extract file. So when you get that, there's now they've added a new student initial U.S. school enrollment date, K through 12 element, and they added the ability to request the SSI D extract by the SSI D create date. And I don't know if the documentation has been updated yet, but I think it's getting ready to be updated soon to reflect those changes.
Yeah, that's why I was reluctant to open the shadow extract.
To be determined. And with that, Angela, Martha, did you have anything? I guess Angela, what about the updates from yesterday?
Yeah, the known issues are up to date with the fixes that went in yesterday.
Okay.
So that's all I had.
We enrolled a student in CALPADS today. How long will it take to get access to their student score reports from TOMS in our SIS via the API? I know usually that takes 24 hours. And if it does, but maybe up to 48 hours. And if you don't see anything after that, folks usually put a ticket in, and we usually escalate those to the CD. They have access to TOMS and can track that down. But as far as I know, everything's working okay in TOMS. Question 1 from Deborah. When will the 23-24 reporting calendar be released? We seem to get this question every week. I don't know that they have any firm date of when that's going to be released yet. I know they're working on that. It's soon, yeah.
Soon meaning hopefully a week or two. So they're just trying to finalize some things within CDE.
Okay. Posted a comment, SSI D extract, yay. Aries is working on being able to upload the new file format. I know the vendors have been told about it now, and they're working on it, or something like that's going on. Question 2 from Deborah. I see that, and we'll come back to that one. Oh, I got the AI assistant from Oscar's Autopilot again. We've been getting that every week too. Not sure where that comes from. Question 1 from Rachel. When is Parent Guardian 2 highest education level going to be required on the SIMP file? I believe that's going to be required for fall 1.
I think it's going to happen when we do the rollover, which is mid-September, which is the other date people are looking for. And that'll get finalized soon as well, since EOY is going so well.
At 3:06, Kyron posted the SSID extract page in the user manual has been updated. Thanks, Kyron. Question 1 from Kareem. If a suspension incident was posted to CALPADS, but the incident was later removed from my SIS because of an agreement, should I remove the record from CALPADS?
Didn't Brandy say she might join us later? We may want to wait and see if she does. She knows that answer right away. Okay. In a way, I think that you report it, and then if there's modifications, that can be reported, but I think you're still expected to report it. So the question would be, why was it removed from the SIS? Was it due to a modification of some sort?
Okay. At 3:07, Kevin posted the 3 SSID extract template has been updated to 2. I think not 3. Question 1 from Larnie. In order to get the SWD indicator from CALPADS for our new freshmen or a high school only district, do we need to send up our SPED baseline records to get the Y indicator, or will the Y be there based on the SPED record they had from the middle school district? I think it's based on if there's SWD records in general.
I agree.
Thanks, Paul. Terry has a question. Can you elaborate on information provided by the assessment and accountability webinar? This information was shared with me. This information was shared with me. Effective exit date is now used by TOMS instead of the actual date the exit took place in CALPADS. If the effective exit date is prior to the testing window start date and the student has not started testing, then the student's test resignation is removed from TOMS. I'm not sure about this one.
Probably need a ticket.
Yeah, unless Thor happens to join us. I didn't see him a few minutes ago.
Question 1 from Richard. When does the dropout cycle restart? Superintendent wants to know which students are viewed as dropouts. 8.1b does not look like it includes potential lost transfers. When does the dropout cycle restart? It's somewhere, but I can't think of which
He's
place that is.
referencing the 8.1b, so I'll pull it up here.
Okay. Oops. There you go. Thanks, Paul. Although that might need to be updated for this next year. Okay. Question 1 from Catherine. I'm looking for documentation on changing certificated staff member names for CALPADS reporting purposes if they have recently gone through a name change. It has been my understanding that I'm not able to change their name in Aries until the staff member has the legal documentation on file, as well as updated their credential information with the new name. So I don't know about the Aries side of it, but in CALPADS, basically you would just upload a new SDEM staff demographics record with the name change.
Does it have to match the seed? The name that's on the seed that we get from?
I don't believe so. I don't think it'll give you an error if it doesn't. Can I talk about the SSI D extract again? Q1 from Charlene. Do we need to adjust our sys in order to import the SSI D extract? I think the vendors are in the process of adjusting it. Angela, was that what you had said?
Correct. Yeah. Apparently they were told a long time ago, but then not the exact date of when it was going to happen. So it kind of got sprung on them today or yesterday when the release went in. So they were caught off guard. So they're scrambling to fix that.
Question 1 from Eva. Is the data on report 15.1 cohort outcome counts and rates in CALPADS accurate since we are still updating our data for end of year submission? It's only as accurate as the data that's being updated. So if there's any data on that report that needs to be updated, it wouldn't be accurate until that data is updated. But you can update it until the end of and until the deadline, which is the same as end of year, August 25th.
And the most important part that changes counts perhaps is your enrollment, right? Exit reasons is what puts those kids in different buckets. But the subgroup that they may find themselves in, if you're still updating your program data, then that could impact the cohort reports.
it's a good time to check and make sure we in our cohort trainings that we had before to make sure that everything looks right. Like if you're noticing that numbers are way low or something, because maybe the students, the whole grade was left off, or the students, it's all based on their 9th grade entry. And if their grades were entered incorrectly or something, it could throw things off. Question 1 from Chantel. Our first day of school will be August 14th, trying to add TBD ELAS records. We couldn't add with a date before 8/14. We were doing something wrong. Let's see. Were we doing something wrong, or do we have the TBD date be on or after the first day of school? We should have been able to add a TBD date.
But only if the SENR record existed.
Right. Yeah, you do have to post this enrollment first, and then you should be able to use today's date for the TBD ELAS record.
Yep.
Maybe I couldn't find Pacific Charter Institute. Chantel, if you could put your CD number, your school code, I'll pull it up and see if I can track down what's going on.
Question 1 from C. Brumfield. How do I exit ATP students when they age out? And I think that's a special ed exit.
Yeah, that sounds like the adult transition program, maybe. That's what I'm reading it as. And that one, if they were already exited out as E23120 previously as a special ed cert of completer, their terminal exit should be E125 prior special ed completer.
Wow. Thanks, Paul. Wow, that's 3:16, and we're already at the end of question 1 so far. So I'm sure there'll be more, but we'll go back up to the top, and there was a couple Q2s. Q2 from Deborah. Were there any changes to the SENR ODS file? No. Q2, there was another one. Is that the only one? I thought there was 2. Not that many. Okay, I saw another question came in. From S. Messias. If we have a SBC student who had a note from the doctor from our home hospital, we of course provided instruction and services to the student. However, the absences do not meet the required number of days for home hospital. Would we just mark the student as an excused absence, no ADA, or do the rules not apply because the student is a SPED student? Conflicting responses between SPED and the attendance folks. Anyone have a reply for this one?
I was replying to somebody else. So what was the timestamp on that one?
3:16. So home hospital, and I think they're getting a conflict between what the SPED people are saying and what the attendance folks are saying as far as absences, because it doesn't meet the required number of days for home hospital. I'm not sure about that part.
They have to go on independent study if they're home hospital, which then work completed equates to their attendance. Something like that. I think we probably need a ticket.
Okay. So I'll go ahead and put a ticket in for that as Macias. Q2 from Kareem. If I was notified of a mid anomaly from 2014, 2015, how can I resolve it? I don't have ownership because the anomaly is so long ago. You might want to put a ticket in. We could help.
Sean Walker answered correctly. There's a screen you can go to there where it says select mid not on report, and then you type in both SSIDs, and
Right.
yeah, you should be able to merge them there.
And if that doesn't work for you, you can put a ticket in,
There
and
you go.
and I can help you. Question 1 from Stephanie. Do you know when issue 6644, the SSID ODS stuck at request raise is expected to be resolved? Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah, I was wondering the same thing, Stephanie, earlier this morning. So I went looking, and looks like it's getting handed off to a tester. So what is today? Wednesday?
Wednesday.
So our next release is Tuesday. That's an awfully long time. So if the tester passes it, we can ask for it to be patched. And so that we don't have to wait for Tuesday. So kind of Tuesday would be the latest, it sounds like.
Resubmitting Q1 from Evan. I'm sorry if I missed your Q1, Evan. If an LEA revised the course codes of their CTE pathways this year and replaced all intro course codes with concentrator codes, will the students who took the concentrator courses this year be unable to be marked as completers of a pathway in the future? It won't affect that, because when you do your completers, you put in your completer course and the pathway that goes with that, and the pathway goes in the SCTE file, and the completer course code that goes along with that pathway goes in your course completion file. And really, what CALPADS really doesn't look at whatever happened before. It doesn't have a way of validating to see if the student has an intro or a concentrator or any of those other courses.
This a record?
What?
Record time?
Oh yeah. 3:21. Although this happened all last week, and then all of a sudden a bunch of people started asking more questions.
Well, I'll take advantage of the lull to tell Terry from Irvine, I hope your family in Hawaii is doing okay. I saw some scary pictures coming out of there today.
Alex, isn't there a validation where we have a date range where we kind of like waive the validation that you don't have to have ownership on the seller record or something? During the summer?
For the summer. For that purpose, for submitting TBDs before their enrollment.
When do we stop giving them that grace period?
I don't know.
I was trying to find the validation and I can't find it.
This is one that
wasn't it. There's a
Brandy's got
document.
memorized.
It was on a document somewhere, but I don't know
like
which one.
July to end of August, July 1 to end of August.
That
Does that sound
sounds right.
Alex? Yeah.
Should have been in the error list, right?
Mhm.
I'm just not seeing it. I thought maybe that might be related to the person that had that one question.
Chantel, yeah, I helped somebody with that today and it worked fine as long as she used today's date.
I don't know if Brandy's trying to shift for that one question from, I think it was Kareem and the suspension being changed.
Is she on?
I don't see her now.
So Angela,
go ahead, Martha.
do you know what that validation is?
I'm looking, Martha.
Well,
Don't know.
sorry.
It's a race.
Maybe it's in column H because I'm not finding it in the description at all.
I have a feeling Alex is going to beat me. She's much younger and smart or faster.
More.
Where's my AI bot? Is Alex on?
There's.
So I thought it was
Looking
year
too.
5, but That doesn't have anything on dates on the error list. Then there's CELA 54. That's a warning. Oh, sorry. CELA 215. No. Can't find it.
Oh, while you guys are looking, we did get another couple questions or another question from Yadira. Q1, sorry, I joined late. Do we have an update to the SNR extract being stuck on requests raised? We did talk about it a little bit. We're hoping it's in testing right now, and hopefully we will, if it gets tested okay, is working okay, we might try to see if we can get that patched. Otherwise, it will be in the next update, which we do on Tuesday mornings. But hopefully we can get that patched earlier. Chantel has a question too. Could you talk a little bit more about the change to the SSID extract and what would determine which version we use? I know it adds that extra field, and which would determine which version to use. I don't think there's a choice. It's just going to be how
Your
it
SIS
is.
vendor makes the determination. So if they switch
Oh.
to the new extract, then you're using the new extract, versus if your vendor hasn't got, can't import the new extract, then you're using the old one, which means you have to do the workaround, remove the extra column.
Thanks, Martha.
I wonder if which version is, because they have two options. That was something people asked for after file submission redesign, that we kind of brute force just dumped all SSIDs on them on the SSID extract, but now they can refine it a little bit by the SSID create date. So you have a choice there. And maybe that's what she was asking about.
Ah,
So I found it is GER 5 that allows the summer out of that doesn't align with the enrollment, and it's for dates in July and August. It doesn't say it in the error list, but it's on SharePoint where I'm.
Thank you.
Mhm.
thanks, Alex. Okay, Q3 from Kareem. If an RFEP was submitted by another district, does mine have to submit one as well? There is a student in my SS that is EL but has an RFEP in CALPADS. And Sean actually responded. Thanks, Sean. Only one RFEP is submitted, and it doesn't matter what LEA. I mean, if the previous LEA1 put it, you don't have to upload that. The student is counted as an RFEP. So just one is all you need from wherever. 326, Kyron posted a link for the home and hospital attendance conflict questions. Refer to this flash. Question 1 from Shelley. For the SSID extract, what if I want all SSIDs that I'm adding to my LEA for the first time, but the SSID existed with another LEA?
They can still use the enrollment option. I think it's the date range option for the SSID extract, and that's going to look at enrolled students within that date parameter that you entered. So if all your students entered, first day of school, you can do just that month, and it'll give you all the kiddos.
Thanks, Alex. And a lot of responses for some of the previous questions. Hopefully that's helpful for you guys. And I'm down to the bottom. I haven't missed any questions. At 3:29. Now the awkward stage where we don't know what to do. Should we wait a minute, and if we don't get any more questions, give everyone a half hour back and call it a day?
Did Brandy ever join?
Oh yeah, we had that one question we wanted.
I
So for
seen her.
the one question that we wanted to refer Brandy to, go ahead and put a service ticket, and then we can maybe escalate that to them.
And then the cars one, or not cars, Tom's one too, right?
Yes. Someone. I love the sense of humor of this group.
Oh yeah.
Do you know the Muffin Man? Thanks, Catherine. Larnie has a question too. Is it advisable to send up our SPED files now? Are we able to send file already? Or should we wait until you finish your rollover? Should be able to send them up anytime.
I know Cyrus was not allowing 23, 24 transactions. They were just not generating it. They're waiting until the rollover.
So it
I don't
depends
know
on the
that-
vendor, or
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, Brandy said something about that recently. She was saying they should wait.
Hmm.
Did I mishear her?
Yeah, I think I remember her saying if you can hold off on that, then probably better.
Oh yeah, I do remember saying that.
And I don't know if Stace was doing it, but I know for sure that Cyrus, like I said, is just not generating the records.
It shouldn't matter on the CalPAD side because we are going to do that data conversion anyway on everybody. So
Okay. Shelley, Allison, as a follow-up to our Q1, I was really hoping the extract would be back to being helpful to find the students with disabilities that are new to my LAs. Is there a way to do this without getting all students? And Sean posted an extract, ODS extract by date.
yeah, I
Shelley
think
said,
what
I'm not sure what you
Shelley's,
mean.
Shelley's probably wanting the job ID, right? That's the one that hurt the most, losing it for most of us. And I don't believe that one's coming back, but they were able to at least do it by create date, which doesn't quite accommodate what Shelley's looking for because these. Actually, I don't know. The create date is it the brand new SSIDs or the create date for that LEA? Does anybody know that off the top of their head? Is Kyron on?
I'm here.
Do you know that?
The create date would be when the SSID was generated. So essentially, that's when you posted your file. So at least you have a ballpark figure when you uploaded the file.
Like for a brand new SSID only or for the LEA, specific to that LEA?
For the actual SSID creation.
So that's not quite what Shelley's looking for. She needs all the kids that are new to her.
Already have an SSID.
Yeah.
She could use the date range by enrollment date.
The other thing that I would say is if and I don't know what her SIS is. Sean says they're an Aries user. Okay, Aries. So what I know from Aries is that when you download that SSID extract, it doesn't matter if you're getting every single student. Aries is smart enough to know which ones are your newer ones. And so it's going to update those, I believe. And so you don't have to do any, manipulation of the extract file. Just download the SSID extracts you normally would, and then submit that up. Because if what you want is just that students with disabilities indicator, yes or no, that's going to give it to you and it's going to be updated.
Awesome. 331 Audrey confirmed that SACE is also holding the SPED records until after the redesign goes live. And some more comments, no more questions. Well, let's see. Management, what do you say? Should we give them half hour back?
I was hoping Brandy would join.
Yeah, because I thought she said she was going to be here, but then she had to leave early. But maybe her plans changed.
Well, yeah, that happens when you're at a conference, right?
Yeah.
Pull you aside and chew your ear off. So Cyrus and SACE are not doing 23, 24 sped records until the rollovers. That's good to know.
Alex Manrique Young says, I will be giving us a half hour back. Colleen says, since it's quiet, I'll ask if you could please repeat what changed on the SSI extract. It has an extra field now. Yeah, and Kyron responded, yes, column 18 was added, and he has the link there for you. And the documentation has been updated.
Just a
Okay,
follow-up.
And thanks. And did the SNR extract change? No.
I think she's the second person to ask about that, though.
Yeah. It wants 36 fields and I only have 35. I'm gonna have to look into that because it hasn't changed on our side.
Not that we're aware of.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, and we've been surprised before. So
Yes.
Remove it to the SSI D extract.
Maybe.
I'm not seeing any recent changes on that one.
Yeah, so maybe check with your sys, and if they say something, then put a ticket in and we can confirm or deny.
Okay. No objections. I say we call it.
Go ahead and call it.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay, real quick. Question 2. Oh, just lost my chat box. When will the cohort report be finalized? Well, the deadline to get it complete is August 25th, just like end of year. As far as finalized, I think it's usually a month later or so, if that's what you're asking, or where it's published and stuff.
The mapping guides are current, right?
Yes.
So technically, when they certify or when they post their enrollment exits, their final enrollment
Yes.
exits, that's your essentially when your report would be finalized.
Yes. I wasn't sure if she meant finalized on our end or finalized where they're used in the dashboard or whatnot. So I think we're calling it then. It's not getting any more questions.
That sounds good.
All right.
Okay,
Well, thanks
I got it
everyone
here.
for attending. Oh, wait, hang on. I thought cohort reports updated daily and are finalized at the end of the window. Yes, that's true, Ethan. Yeah, I mean, if end of year is completely separate, even though the deadline's the same, if you certify LA approved, all done with end of year, it's still going on for the cohort. It's still, if there's any changes, those cohort reports are still being updated.
You might have confused people when you said finalized about a month after the deadline. And I think what you were trying to say is when does it go to like
Dashboard.
dashboard?
Yeah.
That's
Sorry
what you
about
meant,
that.
right?
Yes, that's what I meant.
So yes,
I know what I meant. I'm sorry.
Cohort stops processing the same day as end of year stops processing. And then we hand it off to CDE folk and they do their magic and get it up to the dashboard.
Yes. All right, then. I think we're calling it.
Sounds good. I got
We will
it from here,
see you
guys.
guys next Wednesday at 3 o'clock.
All
Thanks,
right.
everybody.
Thanks. Bye.